I drive Uber on weekends. The money's good, the streets are calm, and I don't have to think much. Around 1 a.m., I got a ping from a place I don't normally take calls from. Just a quiet neighborhood, a little dark, but there was a streetlight near the pickup point, so it didn't seem that bad. I pulled up to the pin, empty sidewalk, nobody waiting. I was about to cancel. Then she stepped into view under the light. A woman, dark hair, face pale, and she was smiling. Not normal. Too wide, too stiff, no teeth. Just that hollow, dark space. She didn't wave, didn't even blink, just held that frozen smile. She walked to the back door and got in. I stared forward as it shut. "Good evening," I said, trying to sound normal. But just silence. Just a light rustle. I checked the mirror. No one in the back seat. Door closed. Seatbelt untouched. I turned my head. Still empty. A cold feeling ran down my spine. I put the car in drive and left. I didn't go to her drop off. Why would I? I didn't even go home. I drove to a bar where my friend was hanging out. Walked inside. Sat with him for a couple of hours. Didn't even tell him a thing. I just didn't want to be alone. And around 4 a.m., I convinced myself I just imagined it. I plugged my phone at home, tossed it to the counter, and there's a new photo. One I definitely didn't take. It was my passenger seat, shot from the back, with a shaky angle. And in the corner, just barely in frame, her face. That same stretched smile, that empty mouth, and those wide eyes. The timestamp was from when I was at the bar. Now I try not to think about that empty corner every time I drive home. I couldn't sleep, so I was scrolling through old chats. Stuff I haven't even opened in years. Old group chats, dead conversations, people I don't talk to anymore. Then I saw one of them had an unread message. That didn't make sense. There was no notification, no ping, just the number 1 next to it. Curious, I opened it. And at the very bottom was a new message. "Hey." Just a dry, "Hey." No punctuation, no emoji, just that one word. So I typed, "Who's still here?" And then nothing. Just silence. So I checked the group info. Everyone's status was strange. Last seen 4 years ago. Last seen January 18, 2021. Last seen a long time ago. Most had no profile photo. One even said invite to WhatsApp. and another was just blank. Looks like someone deleted their account. So nobody should be there typing. I backed out. I thought it was just a glitch. Then the typing bubble appeared again. Slow. And after a long pause, a message came through. You. I typed, yeah, I'm here, and who's this? The bubble came back. Longer this time. Alone. In my confusion, I just stared at that message for quite a bit. I typed, yeah. The chat's dead. It's just me. The bubble appeared instantly. Room. I looked around my place, and everything looked normal. I typed, what about my room? Another bubble. Door. I looked at my front door. Closed. Locked. I typed, it's closed. A new message popped up. No. I got up and checked it, and it's still locked. I typed, okay, what do you want? The bubble stayed for a long while. Long enough to feel wrong. Then, behind, I turn around. Nothing there. Just my couch and my TV reflecting the room back at me. I type, there's nothing behind me. Bubble. Stop. Bubble again. It said, still. I stood there without moving. I don't know why. Just instinct. I typed, what are you? The bubble appeared slowly, almost carefully. Here. I stepped away from the couch. The typing bubble flickered on immediately, like it reacted to me moving. Then a single message. No. Another message right under it. Closer. I locked my phone. Didn't even open the chat again. A minute later, the phone vibrated. The preview said, sender unknown. Message. Door. I walked to the door. I didn't open it. I just stood there. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. I couldn't hear anything. No footsteps. No breathing. Just this heavy feeling. Like someone was standing there on the other side. There was no movement. No sound. But you know something's there. I just held my breath. Then I heard it. A single click. I stopped by a convenience store after work, just a quick run-in. Nothing special. The parking was half lit, the kind of place that feels empty even with cars around. And he came out with a drink, walked to my car, and opened the door. That's when I heard something. Not footsteps, just a scraping sound under one of the parked cars across me. Like skin dragging on pavement. I leaned a little to look. At first I thought it was a dog, but the shape was too big, too long, too human. There was someone under the car, about the size of a person. But their body was contorted in a way that didn't look possible. It wasn't lying flat, it was hanging from the undercarriage, upside down, back pressed to the frame. Arms and legs dangling like they forgot how joints were supposed to work. The head was tilted so far back it didn't even look right at all. And its eyes were wide open. And for a second, it looked right at me. I froze. It let out a sound, a low, broken bellow, like someone trying to breathe with a crushed chest. Then it twisted into a screeching noise that shook in its throat. It was loud, but didn't sound human. And then it moved. Not slow, not a crawl. It sprinted, still upside down, hands and feet hitting the pavement the wrong way as it ran straight at me. Its body scraped along the ground, this sharp, grinding sound following it. I stepped back. My hands wouldn't work. I dropped my drink, but under the next car, then the next. Each one shook slightly, like something heavy slammed into the frame. It stopped under the car right beside me. I didn't breathe. Didn't blink. I just stared at the shadow under my door. And then everything went still. I kept my eyes on the ground as I backed toward my car. Got in. Locked the doors. And I drove straight home. Hands shaking the whole way. I kept checking the mirrors, half expecting to see something running behind me on all fours, or all eights, or however many limbs I was using. When I finally pulled into my parking spot, I didn't even grab my stuff. I just got out and walked towards my apartment. I reached my door and I slipped the key into the lock. And that's when I felt it. Something shifting behind me. Wasn't touching me, it was just there. I turned my head just a little. As its face was right there. Just from mine. Eyes wide open. Staring straight at me.